we saw the kind of offer that Ice Cube made to Caitlyn to play in the Big Three. That is $5 million to play 3 months. Somebody said, please no CC. We've all had enough of her fan base. Let us breathe.
Big news alert. Recently, Elon Musk grabbed headlines by extending a jaw-dropping offer of $10 million to Caitlyn Clark, all in a show of support. As the owner of X, formerly Twitter, Musk has been keenly aware of the wave of negativity aimed at Clark throughout this year and the WNBA season.
We've seen such a huge inflection of attention and, her play, just the way she plays the game, I think that's going to be sustainable.
Tired of watching from the sidelines, he decided to step up and back what he believes is one of the most extraordinary talents in sports history.
Caitlyn Clark just had a playoff series like Magic Johnson.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. In this video, we're diving deep into the incredible endorsement deals that have come Caitlyn's way. You'll find out which offers she took and which she passed on, and believe us, some of these choices will leave you astounded. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for all the latest on Caitlyn Clark and the WNBA. Your support means everything. Now let's jump right in.
And I'm so happy for her to get the $28 million.
Caitlyn Clark is undoubtedly the driving force behind the surge of fans flocking to basketball games. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon, lighting up the court with her unparalleled talent and charisma.
Caitlyn Clark's last WNBA playoff game had over 2.6 million viewers, and now we are seeing the ratings dip under 1 million viewers.
In a league bustling with athletes, her record-breaking feats have set her apart as one of the brightest stars in sports history. The excitement she brings is contagious. Wherever she plays, you can be sure her devoted fans will be right there, hanging on every move.
And I also just loved the overwhelming response of people that were saying like, oh look, now Caitlyn Clark is gonna get me to watch golf.
It's no wonder that audiences are captivated by her magnetic presence. Recently, news broke that Caitlyn Clark would be playing golf during her off-season, and fans quickly began reaching out to the golf league, urging them to broadcast the event live on TV.
Caitlyn Clark will be teeing it up at an LPGA Pro-Am in November.
The flood of emails was so large that the league couldn't ignore it. They responded, sharing their excitement about Clark's participation and expressing gratitude for the fans' enthusiasm.
This is what one of the tournament heads said. I received your inquiry regarding if our Wednesday Pro-Am will be live streamed anywhere. Unfortunately not. The only way to view would be in person. I will let you know if anything changes, as we do have a lot of people asking the same thing. We are excited to have her with us. Reach out with any other questions and have a great day.
This shows that Caitlyn Clark has a dedicated fan base that supports her in all her athletic endeavors, not just basketball. It's a rare phenomenon that highlights the significant influence she has in the sports world.
Caitlyn Clark playing golf because she looks like a little female Tiger Woods.
Elon Musk has been keeping an eye on Caitlyn Clark since the beginning of the season, even though he didn't make his interest known to the public. He was impressed by her amazing performances and the difference she was making in her sport.
It is bad news for the WNBA that she's not continuing to play.
Maybe it is a good thing that Caitlyn Clark isn't playing in Unrivaled this season.
As more challenges and criticism came her way, Musk felt it was important to step up and show his support for her. He made headlines by offering her a generous $10 million endorsement deal, which shows how much he believes in her talent and potential.
Unrivaled losing out on a player like Caitlyn Clark, obviously knowing the Caitlyn Clark effect, knowing the kind of ratings that she brings, I think it is a huge missed opportunity.
Caitlyn hasn't accepted the offer yet, but there's hope that she will. This situation highlights just how much attention she's receiving, even from prominent figures like Musk.
Few weeks into the Indiana Fever's offseason, and we are already seeing some major moves from players and the Indiana Fever front office.
Caitlyn Clark is currently under contracts with the WNBA and Nike, which means she can't participate in activities that pay her money outside of these agreements. You might be curious about why she can play golf, even though she can't join other basketball leagues. The reason is straightforward. She's playing golf just for fun, without any financial gain. Since there's no money involved, both Nike and the WNBA are okay with her playing.
During this offseason, the players are already moving around. We have Kelsey Mitchell going to play in China, Nalissa Smith also playing in China, and Temi Fagbenle will be playing in Turkey.
However, this situation points to an inconsistency. While many other players are allowed to compete in different leagues around the world, Caitlyn doesn't have the same freedom and is restricted to the WNBA.
The league was founded by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. Let's check out some of the players who have opted in to playing in Unrivaled. Enrique Ongumba Ogunbowale, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese is playing, Dearica Hamby's playing, Natasha Cloud, Dejanay Carrington is playing, Brittany Griner is playing. So why do we think that none of the Indiana Fever team has signed up to play in Unrivaled?
This highlights the unfair treatment she receives, especially given her significant contributions to the sport.
Our biggest star in the league, Caitlin Clark, is only making a base salary of around $76,000. Unrivaled always boasted about the fact that these would be six-figure salaries that these women would be making.
Caitlin Clark received a tempting offer from the Big Three League, which wanted to pay her $10 million to play for just 3 months, participating in about 10 games. However, the WNBA, the main women's basketball league in the US, didn't allow her to accept this opportunity.
We have to, as fans, as media, as players, lighten up a little bit. Not every criticism of a player is said because we just dislike that player.
She also had an offer from a league in Turkey, which promised her $15 million, but she chose not to pursue that as well.
There's a league with players that feel like they should be getting the attention. Now they have center stage, but the ratings are going to go down. Are they going to be pointing fingers and blaming Indiana Fever fans and Caitlin Clark fans whenever the ratings don't stay the same?
Yeah, they will. Hey, look at the numbers everywhere else across women's basketball. It's not just Caitlin Clark, it's all of us. And then the moment the ratings tank, they're going to come back and say, see, we were right all along. It's all the racists that follow Caitlin Clark that were watching the product, and now they're gone, and we're back with our diehards. It is bad news for the WNBA that she's not continuing to play.
It's interesting to note that players like Gabby Williams and others are successfully competing in various leagues without any problems. However, Clark faced obstacles when she tried to join the EuroLeague, as she was not allowed to participate.
You can't be throwing shade in little ways.
Additionally, there was a tempting offer from a Russian league, but the WNBA prevented her from taking that chance as well. It seems there's a bit of jealousy at play. Many teams and organizations are eager to sign Clark with big deals, but she can't take advantage of these opportunities.
But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate. It's really, really hard. And I don't even know why I'm crying.
They crossed the line of being disrespectful, but they talked a lot of trash and they got humbled. And I think that that's okay.
Do you think she simply doesn't want to accept these offers? Is she not interested in money, or does she feel above it all? In an interview, she expressed frustration, saying that WNBA players are not paid enough to even buy tickets for their families.
Nafisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about Caitlin. She said, "It's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlin has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing." Like Nafisa said, they're changing venues just to accommodate all the fans who want to come watch Caitlin Clark play,
which shows she really needs financial support. Unfortunately, the league isn't supporting her, leaving her stuck while other players can explore their options. This isn't the end of the story. Let's talk about what happened with Caitlin Clark and her partnership with Nike.
Do you know what Caitlin Clark just got the contract from Nike?
Nike.
You know what the contract is?
I want to say it's $3 million a year for 8 to 10 years. It's almost $30 million, something like that.
They offered her a contract worth $28 million, which sounds amazing at first, but when you look closer, that's spread out over 8 years. While $28 million is certainly a lot of money, being tied to one company for such a long time can be tricky.
Players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that Caitlin Clark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season in the WNBA.
Now, what about the shoes? Where are Caitlin's signature sneakers? It makes you wonder, did Nike sign her just to keep her from working with other brands? Or do they really want to support her and help her shine? Unfortunately, it seems like they might have just wanted to secure her future with them without really promoting her as a star.
WNBA has been a mess this year. It has been so unprofessional, and they need to step it up, and they need to step it up quick, and they also need to, I don't know if an apology is warranted to Caitlin Clark.
And now I'm about to share some surprising and disappointing details about how she's truly being treated. Why did they try to keep her from working with others? It seems like Nike is focused on Aja Wilson. Aja and Caitlin Clark are often viewed as rivals, but I believe they're not really comparable. Caitlin is on a different level. However, many people see them as competitors. competitors. Nike wanted to support Aja Wilson, but when Caitlin Clark began to gain a lot of attention, they got concerned that another company like Adidas might try to sign her. To prevent this, Nike offered Caitlin a big $28 million contract, but their goal wasn't just to support her, it was mostly to keep her away from other brands.
Aja Wilson thinks that Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white.
No one cares what skin color you are.
I told myself it's not racist for me to like Caitlin Clark's game and to say so publicly. The WNBA's black superstars should thank their lucky stars.
They secured the deal with her, but didn't really promote her much afterwards. There haven't been any special shoes made for her, and she hasn't received the attention she deserves.
We have former NBA players playing in Big Three. For Cube to come out and be like, I'm going to pay Caitlin Clark more because that's the value that I see in her. And he was so unapologetic with the way that he came out and said, this is who we want. This is the value that we see in her.
Meanwhile, Nike has been focusing a lot on promoting Aja Wilson. Overall, it looks like they signed Caitlin just to keep her from going to a competitor without giving her the recognition she should have.
Unrivaled losing out on a player like Caitlin Clark, obviously, knowing the Caitlin Clark effect, knowing the kind of ratings that she brings, I think it is a huge missed opportunity.
The big question is, why is Caitlin Clark facing so many restrictions compared to other players? Why can't she play in other leagues or take on extra endorsement deals like many of her peers?
One of the more interesting aspects of this fanhood is that some of the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark are not white. They're actually black males.
While other athletes have the freedom to explore opportunities around the world and build their personal brands, Caitlin seems to be held back. She's limited to playing in the WNBA and earns a salary of only $76,000, a small amount for someone who has significantly raised the profile of the league.
Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlin Clark has done. So between draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%, between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%, between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%, what Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
Despite her amazing contributions, she often encounters hostility from other players. For instance, some have even tried to injure her during games. Others, like Angel Reese, seem focused on damaging her reputation and trying to get attention through negative stories. Even seasoned players like Diana Taurasi have made fun of Caitlin, claiming she's just a fleeting sensation, which is far from the truth. Caitlin Clark is truly a rare talent that comes along once in a generation. There's really no one in the WNBA who can match her talent. When we think about greatness in basketball, we should be bringing up names like LeBron James or Steph Curry from the NBA, players who are in the same league as her.
But I think Caitlin Clark stepping into a league that hasn't been established yet, through the firestorm that she has had to go through in the WNBA, who's to say that once she gets into Unrivaled, all of these narratives, your fan base is this, all of this starts up again.
In the WNBA though, it often seems like there's a lot of jealousy and rivalries among players, with some more focused on bringing each other down instead of building up the sport. That's just not fair, and it's time for everyone to see how truly special Clark is.
I'm not sure if it would make sense for her. It kind of feels like her recruitment was an afterthought. And also, if we look at these players, there have been some that have been in the media because of things that they have done or said to Caitlin.
Recently, Elon Musk offered $10 million to Caitlin Clark, sparking a debate about whether she deserves it.
I think that the money needs to be high. It needs to be in the millions. It needs to be what Cube offered her for the Big Three at minimum.
Some people argue that players like Aja Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Breanna Stewart should receive more recognition instead. However, it's important to consider that those players have been in the WNBA for a while, and their impact hasn't generated the same excitement that Caitlin Clark has. Since Clark joined, she has brought a new level of attention to the league.
Angel Reese is playing in this league. Dejanay Carrington is playing in this league. Skylar Diggins is also someone who is playing, and she was the one who checked Caitlin Clark. I just feel like you might be setting setting yourself up for some more drama. Now, if Caitlyn is okay with that, I guess go for it, take the money and run.
In her most recent game, an impressive 2.6 million viewers tuned in, breaking previous records for viewership in the WNBA. This level of interest has never been seen before in the league's history. The buzz surrounding Caitlyn is reminiscent of the excitement usually associated with the NBA. Thanks to Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is finally getting the spotlight and enthusiasm it deserves. Her influence on the league is truly remarkable, standing out from that of other players.
Us as Black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say you're not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. But, like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
And I think in overall popularity, does her race play a factor? Nominal. Women's basketball has had a cornucopia of talented white and black women's basketball players. Elena Delle Donne is white, is she not? Sue Bird, white, is she not? Asia Wilson's black. Cynthia Cooper, black. Like, you can go back through, and it's actually a lot more. There's gay and there's straight. There's black and there's white. There's tall and there's short.
Caitlin Clark is becoming the best player, not because she's white, because she's that good. She's having Larry Bird impact. She's been the driving force of the hottest team in the entire league, despite her record turnovers. Why? Because she's that good. She's legit good. She's colorblind good. She's guilt-free good. She's apolitically good.
Some people think that Elon Musk should consider purchasing the WNBA and hand it over to leaders who can really help the league grow. The idea is that the league should be better organized and managed. It's important to focus on professional relationships between players rather than personal ones. There should also be systems in place to make sure that all players, including standout talents like Caitlin Clark, are treated fairly and received equally. Creating a culture of respect is key. If each player gets the recognition they deserve, it will inspire young athletes to see the league as a place to aim for. By fostering a supportive and professional environment, we could see more amazing talents like Clark emerge in the future. All of this is possible if the league is well managed and has a clear plan for success that includes everyone.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times. Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for 3-pointers, single game record for assists, 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
As we conclude our discussion, it's clear that the future of the WNBA depends on creating a positive environment where players like Caitlin Clark can succeed. By promoting respect, fairness, and effective leadership, we can help the league not only continue, but truly thrive. It's important to acknowledge and celebrate the talent and hard work of all players, inspiring the next generation of athletes. Elon Musk's potential involvement could bring significant changes, but ultimately, it's up to everyone, players, fans, and league officials, to work together to build a stronger foundation for the sport. Thank you for being a part of this important discussion. If you like this video and want to keep up with Caitlin Clark, the WNBA, and all the latest news, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot, and together we can help ensure these athletes get the respect and recognition they deserve. Until next time, let's keep supporting women's sports and celebrate their achievements.